Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the post-match press conference. Canada versus Curaçao. We're joined by Assistant Manager Mauro Biello. Start with questions in the room. Lee, do you want to start us off? First, we got a mic here.
Mauro, Lee Cormers from Post Media Canada. Are you happy with your substitutions today? Tani was on the entire match, and Kamal as well. Are you happy with the decisions you made?
Yeah, I mean, look, there was a few guys carrying injuries, so we had to really adjust on the moment, right? There was guys turning to the bench saying they're cramping, so we had to make sure that we don't make the subs too early and then put ourselves in a difficult situation. Obviously, Ali coming in and then getting hurt kind of changes things. So for us, we had to readjust in that way, and at the end, guys that come in, they got to be able to make a difference and bring energy, and I think that's what we're looking for.
And is Ali okay? Do we know anything yet?
Well, he rolled his ankle, and we'll see what that'll look like in the next couple of days. But yeah, he couldn't continue.
Hey, Mauro. Late equalizer against you guys, but you're still top of the group. How do you feel? What's the message to the locker room with a win that next game that you guys can still win the group?
Yeah, I mean, we got to learn from these types of games, and that's an experienced team over there. And for us, it's about taking the lessons from this game. We let it get a little bit too wide open. We gave away silly fouls, and they were just pumping balls into the box, and we had a hard time dealing with second balls, set pieces. So these are things that we got to continue to work on and be prepared to do better in the next game.
And talking about the next game, I know you mentioned guys cramping. The weather here in Houston a lot different than you guys are used to. How does that help you guys now going into your next match, which is also here?
Yeah, obviously, we came in yesterday, and for us, it's about acclimatizing to the heat, and for sure, it's different. It's different than from playing in Vancouver. So for us now, we got a deep group. We got guys that could come off the bench, guys that didn't play today that will be able to contribute in the next game. So we feel very confident for us going into the next game.
Peter Warren, Houston Chronicle. What did Curaçao do that caused you guys a lot of problems in the second half?
Yeah, I think, look, we were a little bit late. We're a little bit late in duels, and they were able to, get out of situations, put our back line in difficulty with long balls. And then, we weren't able to close the second phase, the second balls in there. And then just giving up fouls, right? We there was a period that the ball was just, one foul after another, and we're just in defending balls in our box. So we got to do a better job of not giving up fouls and then controlling the game in so many ways. We got to be able to control the game with and without the ball. And a lot of those guys are young players, but they got to learn from these types of situations.
There was that weird sequence around the 83rd minute where if the ball played in and stopped, then there was a drop ball. What were you told by the refs and your players about what happened in that situation?
Yeah, they said there was a whistle going on the whole game. There was someone in the stands with a whistle, and it was affecting the game. Guys were stopping. Guys were, hearing a whistle, right? So obviously, there was someone that they couldn't control in the stands that kept blowing a whistle, and it was affecting the game. And the referee was trying to send communications to deal with it, and I'm not sure. He just said we're going to do a drop ball, or we're trying to manage the situation the best we can.
And you talked about lessons earlier. What's the biggest lesson the team should take away from today?
Yeah, I think it's about managing the game. You got to size up the situation. We got to do that better. And we were under a little bit of pressure. And for us, we got a little bit stretched in moments. This is a team that's front-footed, that they want to go after. But there's moments that we have to understand that we got to be more compact and ready to, be difficult to break through. And I think we got a little bit stretched, and then we were late, and we put ourselves in difficult situations. But if you look at the first half, we did create and had chances, to go up. And that's another lesson there to be able to close these games off, because the longer you go without closing them off, they grow with confidence. Those are guys that are experienced, and then you got a game on your hand.
Do two questions virtually. Ben? Ben, you there? Okay, we'll move on to JF Teotonio. JF? JF? Sounds good. Sorry, Jeff, I can't hear your question. Just pause 1 second. All right, we'll call it. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.